Hello, happy Tuesday. I'm sitting here with Cora and Veda here because wherever Cora is, there is Veda. So Cora had a very big morning today. She got tubes in her ears, and as you can see, she's doing amazing. And it was a super quick procedure. I actually am going to do a vlog about it, or a vlogmas, because it was just a eventful morning, but there were so many cute moments, and so I'll put together a little video in a little bit. But she did so good, and it was really quick. Like, we sat down in the waiting room, and then they were like, okay, she's done. I mean, I'm not kidding, like 10 minutes max. And then she woke up, and the doctor visited with me and said she had a lot of thick fluid in her ears, and they got all of that out, put the tubes in, and he says she's going to be hearing so much better. It reminds me of like when I had LASIK surgery on my eyes, how I didn't realize that I wasn't seeing super clear until after I had that done. And I remember after the procedure, everything was so bright and crisp, and I was like, oh my gosh, like what have I been missing all the time this time? And I bet that's how it is for her with her ears too, because we didn't know that she wasn't hearing well. And the reason she got tubes in her ears is because at school she didn't pass a hearing test. And so we took her to the ENT, and they were like, well, she has a lot of fluid in her ears. They could see that. And they gave her a hearing test, and she didn't pass it there either. And so they put tubes in her ears and got a lot of thick fluid out, and she is already hearing better. It's actually really sweet. Like, we were talking to her, and she was watching her tablet, and she kept saying everything is so loud. And so it's so sweet, but it makes me sad because I didn't realize that she wasn't hearing good. And I'm like, oh, poor thing. But she didn't know it either, so I guess I shouldn't feel bad. But so the crazy thing is that Rosie also got a piece of paper at the end of the week last week that said she didn't pass her hearing test in one of her ears. She heard all of the sounds except one pitch, I think, in one of her ears. So Cora's was a little worse. Hers was both ears, and it was a little more advanced. But Rosie also didn't hear one pitch in one of her ears, and so I'm making her an appointment too. So who knows, we might be getting tubes in her ears too. But anyway, so today, that's the big thing, is Cora's tube procedure, and just letting her recover, which she acts like she's totally fine, like she hasn't missed a beat. Benny doesn't feel good either. Benny's home today, and he doesn't feel very good. So Benny's downstairs resting, and he just has like he has a 99 temp, and he just kind of feels crummy. There's cats and kids everywhere. Anyway, so Benny is downstairs. He's resting. Bo is taking a nap. Baby's taking a nap. We have basketball tonight, but I'm probably going to stay in because Benny doesn't feel good, and just to let Cora rest, but she's totally fine. And what else? Oh, you guys would be happy to know, because several people have messaged about, so my mom has been diagnosed with breast cancer, and she's getting a lumpectomy this week. And so several of you guys have said, you need to get a mammogram, you need to get a mammogram. And I knew this, but I hadn't scheduled it. But because of all your messages, I scheduled a mammogram. And I've had one when I first turned 40, but then I was pregnant with Bo, nursing Bo, and then pregnant with baby, and then nursing baby. And so now I'm like, you know what? I am going to get a mammogram. I'm still nursing a little bit, but I think it'll be okay to still get a mammogram. And it'll just be peace of mind. And I'm actually going to ask them about the I can't remember what it's called. Is it BRCA? B-R-A-C. It's the breast cancer gene that many women have that have breast cancer. And so I don't feel like I have it, but then also I guess you wouldn't know if you had it anyway. But breast cancer doesn't run in my family except for my mom. This is like a really random thing, but I'm going to get the test. I'm going to figure out how to get it, and just it'll be peace of mind to know. And if I do or don't have that gene, I don't know what they do differently, but it'll be good to know. So schedule that, and I'm gonna get back to cuddling with the Today's devotional is Patience in Waiting, Psalm 27:14. Wait for the Lord. Be strong and take heart and wait for the Lord. The holiday season often tests our patience with endless to-do lists and family obligations. This verse reminds us to wait on the Lord, finding strength and peace in His timing. Embrace this time of waiting and trust that God's timing is perfect, even amidst Christmas preparations. Waiting can be tough, especially with the excitement of Christmas around the corner, but God teaches us to be patient and trust in Him. Remember that waiting builds strength and resilience. Take this time to reflect on what matters most. When do you find it hardest to be patient? How can we support each other as we wait for Christmas Day? I think whenever we hear this devotional, we often think of kids waiting for their Christmas presents and the anticipation of Christmas from a child perspective, like waiting on their gifts. But it's also true for adults too. And as we get older, a lot of times we're waiting for things that are big things or big life things. And this is a devotional that helps us remember that God's timing is perfect. He's never late. He's never early. He's always on time. And even though it's not our timeline, it's God's timeline. And His timing is perfect. And there's never a time when you're waiting for something where the time is wasted. We might feel that way, where we might feel like, oh, we're waiting for, this thing to happen and I want this to happen now. But during that time, God is preparing our hearts. We are gaining strength, perseverance, patience, so many things in the waiting. And then one day you'll look back at that time of waiting and it will all make sense. And it will be like, oh, that's... Today's devotional is Patience in Waiting, Psalm 27:14. Wait for the Lord. Be strong and take heart and wait for the Lord. The holiday season often tests our patience with endless to-do lists and family obligations. This verse reminds us to wait on the Lord, finding strength and peace in His timing. Embrace this time of waiting and trust that God's timing is perfect, even amidst Christmas preparations. Waiting can be tough, especially with the excitement of Christmas around the corner, but God teaches us to be patient and trust in Him. Remember that waiting builds strength and resilience. Take this time to reflect on what matters most. When do you find it hardest to be patient? How can we support each other as we wait for Christmas Day? I think whenever we hear this devotional, we often think of kids waiting for their Christmas presents and the anticipation of Christmas from a child perspective, like waiting on their gifts. But it's also true for adults too.
Is that what you say? Da, da, da. Good morning. Come here, Bobo. Your turn. You look so cute. You look so cute. You ready to go? You ready to go? Look at that fish. Yeah, isn't that cool? You want to see it? She's ready. You excited? What did you find? Lucky boy. Yeah. Doing it, doesn't it? Okay. Do you think Bo needs one of those for Christmas? Do you want one for Christmas? I want to tell you about this company for all dog lovers, cat lovers, pet lovers, whatever. This is a company called Taylor, and they help give your pet a voice through these collars. You scan the QR code, and they're very high quality collars. I'm going to show them to you in a minute whenever I do an unboxing. But this is really cool because you simply scan the QR code, you create an account, and then in the event that your dog or cat was ever lost, the person who found the pet can scan the collar, the QR code, and it will bring up all the information about your pet and all the information about you and how to find you, to reunite you with your pet. And I love this idea, but in addition to just the contact information, it has everything else like grooming, medication, everything you can imagine is stored through this. They are, whenever I open the box, you can see how good quality they are. And they come with a little ring that you can attach it to their collar. And they're just really pretty. They're shiny and such good quality. And it has the QR codes that's unique to your pet. And so if somebody were to find your pet, they would scan the QR code and they would know how to reunite your pet with you. But it also has things that you can store for your vet, like their vaccination records, even with the groomer. You can even store like how you want your pet to be groomed or sensitive areas while they're grooming. I mean, there's so many different uses for this. And I am going to put these tags on these collars and put them on Hildy and Annie and Bruno, and I'm going to show you the app and how to load information about your pet. This is some water from a company called Nia, and you think that water is water, but it's actually not, because this water tastes so amazing. It's like very pure, and how do I explain it? It's crisp, and it's very, it's just really good water. It tastes really pure, and it just goes down very easily. And that sounds really silly saying that because it's water, but it's still spring water. And let me turn it around so you can see the back of the can. Here's the back of the can right here. But it's just very good water. Like, it sounds silly, but it's delicious and it's pure and it's refreshing. And if you're looking for water that is in a can, which is really cool, and tastes refreshing and pure, then check this out, because I used to think water was water. Good morning and happy Vlogmas. Today started a little differently, and honestly it felt like such a gift. I woke up before anyone else in the house. No alarms, no rushing, just the quiet stillness of a Saturday morning waiting for me. I headed straight to the kitchen and made myself a cup of coffee. There's just something about that first pour, the way the steam rises, the house is still dark and peaceful, and the feeling that I get this tiny little window of time to myself before the beautiful chaos begins. I lit a candle, turned on the tree lights, and just breathed for a minute. It's amazing how much you can get done when you're only the one awake. I folded a load of laundry, switched another, unloaded the dishwasher, and gave the counters a quick wipe down. It wasn't anything big, but somehow those little resets feel like they That's a good idea. Liam's working smarter, not harder. I got him for clothes upstairs. I'm smiling at Dad.
I have something to tell you.
What is it?
Why is he suffering?
I know, isn't that nice? Just say hello and say thank you for getting our groceries.
Run on out.
Good thing we got tubs, huh? Those are for clothes upstairs. Those are that's a good idea. Don't step on them. Mingus, don't step on them.
Catch. You ready? Ready, catch it. You ready? Ooh.
You dance, Bo? Show me how you dance. Where you going? What is in here? Is there a Cora in a bucket? You're silly. You like grocery day? Got some cheese? Yeah. Say yes, please.
By your grace I have hope. You've already paid every debt